Moments with God, a time of reflection for every day.
January 28th. United States Revelation 13:11-12. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
It was February 20th, 1798, and a French army entered St. Peter's Basilica by force to arrest Pope Pius VI. With this act, papal supremacy ended, dealing a mortal blow to the head that had ruled Europe for more than 12 centuries. On the other hand, a little earlier, on July 4th, 1776, the United States achieved its independence from the British Kingdom, and a few years later made its constitution official. In a sparsely populated territory compared to Europe, the First World Empire began to take shape more than a century later. This is what Bible prophecy represents as the second beast. While the first received a mortal wound, the second began to rise from the earth. But this beast had the appearance of a lamb, although it spoke like a dragon, and it also has 2 horns. This indicates the meekness with which it speaks, and yet, when it does not achieve its objectives in a good way, it then uses force. It is enough to see its actions in destroyed kingdoms to see that the biblical detail fits perfectly with the United States. And as for the 2 horns that this second beast has, it represents the doctrines of its constitution, which are freedom of religion, where there is no pope, and freedom of monarchy, that is, a democratic government where there is no king. The United States was formed as a Protestant and democratic government, but Protestants have interfered with the papacy and have sponsored it. They have made compromises and concessions that surprise even the papists and are incomprehensible to them. Men close their eyes to the true character of Romanism, to the dangers that must be feared from its supremacy. There is need to awaken the people to make them reject the advances of this most dangerous enemy of civil and religious liberty, as the biblical prophecy indicates. The second beast will make the whole world worship the first beast that received a mortal wound. That is to say, the United States is joining hands with Rome. The Protestants who once raised their voice against the papal religion are now uniting to work together. In a Protestant country, where the official religion is not Catholicism, however, there are increasing and growing schools, institutions and chapels of this religion. Little by little, the first beast that received the mortal wound is recovering its power, and when it succeeds, the peace that Christians have enjoyed for several centuries will end. What are the Protestants doing with their movements to impose Sunday as the Lord's Day? Was this not the doctrine of Rome in Europe? Well, in this way the doors are being opened for the papacy to recover its power. It is the spirit of the papacy, that is, the spirit of conformity to worldly customs, the greater veneration for human traditions than for the commandments of God, that is penetrating the Protestant churches and inducing them to do the same work of exaltation of Sunday that the papacy did before them. There are, obviously, many sincere people within this false system, and when God calls them, they will come out to raise their flag, soon. The sign of distinction will be either Saturday or Sunday. Are you prepared to obey the voice of God? That is our duty. Amen.
Thank you for listening to this audio. We invite you to share with your contacts and visit the website BibleWell.com.